Good morning, and welcome to the Village of Suffern Veterans Day ceremony. I would ask all to please rise as we recite the pledge, and I am joined by Jason Posner and Gigi Frazier.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with justice for all.
Very good. Wow, great job. Thank you, Gigi. Today, we were also joined by Samantha Wentz of the Suffern High School, and she's also a member of the Suffern Clifford Theater, and she will be singing our national anthem. Samantha, if you can come up front.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Samantha. At this time, I would like to ask Father Michael Rafferty from Sacred Heart Church as he leads us in the invocation. Please uncover.
I was texting with a great priest friend this morning, and he said, Mike, do me a favor. Check out the Veterans Day prayer that I put up on Facebook, and I think it's really terrific. This is by my friend, Father Jim Worth. We stand here today because they stood there yesterday, there where the lives were under constant assault from the enemy, there with a desire in their hearts so strong as to risk their lives for the love of this great country and the people that reside here. There in the theater of anger and hatred, they shouldered the task of defending our freedom that we gratefully cherish today. We thank the men and women who went there so we can be standing here. Almighty God, continue to keep these men and women in your loving care, who sacrificed so much so that liberty and justice for all could be defined for generations to come. Bless their families and friends, and most especially this thankful nation whose citizens stand here today with bowed heads and humble hearts. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Father. Recover. Thank you, Father. The 42nd will now play God Bless America. Now, if that doesn't make you feel proud to be an American, what else would? Great job. Excellent. Please have a seat. Thank you and good morning. It's a great pleasure to see this wonderful turnout and supporting our veterans on this Veterans Day. Also on this Misty Day. Thank you for all coming out. The Soldiers Monument behind me has been a memorial and a gathering place for 99 years. The village of Suffern and their residents have been coming to this location for 99 years, 2 times a year, today on Veterans Day and on Memorial Day, to pay honor and tribute and to memorialize our veterans. Such a fitting place here, right in the hub, right in the square of the village of Suffern. As we look at the monument and recognize maybe a family member, a friend, a name, a loved one who served in the armed forces of the United States, they are forever memorialized here in the village of Suffern. We also think today of the brave young men and women that are currently serving, that are deployed overseas, that are preserving our freedom and democracy for us. We all know one. As Americans, we deeply respect, honor, and recognize the dedication and commitment that all veterans have for our country and for our military. Their dedication is unrivaled and sincere. Our armed forces are defending and protecting this country, this great country, for well over 200 years, and continues to protect us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Their commitment and heroism is demonstrated on a daily basis around the world. We are a force that stretches around the world, starting with the Revolutionary War, continuing through on the global war on terrorism, their commitment continues to protect and defend us in the United States. Veterans come in all walks of life, and me also live next door to you or work alongside you. We have many veterans that work here in the village of Suffern, and I personally thank them for their service. Veterans continue their mission upon separation from military service and provide leadership in our communities. Veterans are an integral part of our community, and many veterans will continue to serve their community by volunteering their time in many aspects here, from coaching Little League, soccer, whatever it may be, running a veterans organization, helping veterans, helping returning veterans. So this is what we need. We need to continue our service. As I say every year, let us remember that veterans are still struggling with homelessness. And how can we continue to allow this to happen to ones that served our nation? Let us also properly care for our veterans with appropriate housing and medical care. I am grateful for the medical care improvements in our VA system, which have come about in the last few years. A system that desperately needed change, and we are seeing it now. Thank you to our government and our federal officials for listening to our needs of our veterans. They protected us. Now it's our turn to protect them. Working together with federal, state, and local agencies, employers, housing providers, faith-based and community nonprofits, and others to expand employment and affordable housing for our veterans. As elected officials, we should enact meaningful laws and public policies that will enhance the quality of life for veterans and their families. We also need to remember the families of our active duty men and women, our active duty servicemen and women, and their families. Both of them may be deployed, both may be in the service, or only one spouse, and this can put a hardship on the one spouse while the other is deployed on board a ship, a submarine, an aircraft carrier, an aircraft, or deployed overseas on foreign soil. Let's keep that in mind. So all servicemen and women are recognized for their dedication to their families and to their country. And once again, as I say every year, I will remind all local businesses and employers that veterans have been tested under pressure, have completed intense and unique training, and have displayed the leadership skills and qualities that would benefit any business or organization. Hiring not only shows gratitude, but it's a great way to give back to one who has served. Veterans Day is an important and symbolic way of saying thank you and formally recognizing our servicemen and women. Communities across this great nation are dedicated to remembering the legacy of all veterans, because what these men and women have done for us matters to America. It matters to people overseas who were liberated from tyranny due to the sacrifices of our members, our servicemen. From defeating communism, fascism, and imperialism, and keeping peace during the Cold War and battling terrorism today, veterans have accomplished remarkable achievements throughout our nation's history. Ladies and gentlemen, veterans have preserved the country that we all love so much. Please respect and thank a veteran for their service to their country. And in closing, as General Douglas MacArthur said, no man is entitled to the blessings of freedom unless he be vigilant in its preservation. Think of those words. We must be vigilant to preserve our way of life. Thank you, and may God bless America. At this time, I would just like to recognize a few of our elected officials and dignitaries here in the audience today. As many of you know, I'm Mayor Ed Markunas of the Village of Suffern. I have Deputy Mayor Stephen Alpert. I have American Legion Commander Michael Burns. I have the Rockland County Human Rights Commissioner Constance Frazier. Commissioner, I'm sorry. Rockland County Executive Ed Day. (42nd Infantry Band, right to my right, with one of our residents, Eric Pudworth, Sergeant Eric Pudworth, and Mr. Wagner as the commander. Thank you, Commander. Father Michael Rafferty from Sacred Heart Church. Thank you, Father. Suffern Fire Department Chief Jeremy Kaffa. Chief. Our newly minted Chief of the Police Department, Andrew Rockland. Chief. Samantha Wentz. Samantha. Our Village of Hillburn Mayor Joseph Tercey, Mayor. Also have Trustee Bernadette Tarantino, Trustee. Village of Sloatsburg Mayor Carl Wright, Mayor Carl Wright. Town of Ramapo Supervisor Michael Specht. President of the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 333, President Roy Schutte. Also I have former Ramapo Councilman Pat Withers. Thank you all for joining us here today. It's really an honor to have you all joining us and recognizing our veterans. At this time, I would like to invite up Commander Mike Burns of American Legion Post 859. Commander.
Morning, everybody. Thank you, Mayor. And thank you for your service to our community and this great nation. And what a band. Come on, one more time for the band. I don't know where Samantha went, but that was a beautiful rendition of our national anthem. I'm once again honored to stand before this monument and to represent our great veteran community. We were bound by duty in the past and will always be bound by our commitment to one another. We have veterans sprinkled throughout the crowd, but here's a bunch of them right here. So let's... Thank you all for coming out today. Today's a day of celebration and gratitude. Suffern is truly a great place to live as a veteran, and for that we're grateful. Yesterday, the RP Connor School once again honored veterans with a virtual assembly. It was a really great event, and I know those who saw it felt really appreciated. So thank you to Principal Benatti and Connor School for always remembering us, and special thanks to my buddy Bill Naylor for drawing an awesome picture of me. Thank you to our elected officials and community leaders. You have and continue to support our veterans, and we're very grateful for that. Thanks to Kathy Mills and Joe Hunt and their teams. They're always there for us. We're also grateful to Father Michael and our local clergy of all faiths for the prayers they offer for us. We thank our scouts for all you do for veterans and always know that we are committed to supporting you as you grow as leaders. We have scouts like Austin who ran a Candles on the Corner fundraiser for veterans, like Jackson, who is leading the creation of a veterans directory at the Airmont Lutheran Cemetery for his Eagle Scout project. And Ben, well, Ben's just always there. He'll support us doing anything he can, and every time you turn around, Ben's there. So the troops and packs of Suffern always show up and are always asking to do more, so thank you for that. Today's a day to celebrate. We celebrate our defenders of freedom, our warriors. We remember those who have gone before us, upon whose shoulders we still stand, the veterans of the United States military. God bless you all. God bless and keep safe our present-day service members. God bless our veterans, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, Commander Burns. At this time, I would ask all to bow your heads and remember all veterans who have gone before us as the 42nd Infantry Band plays taps. Please stand. Thank you. You may have a seat. This time I would like to invite up County Executive Ed Day. 3 words.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The one thing we've all come to expect when Mayor Markunas heads up these gatherings is that he leaves very little left to be said. He pretty much put this all together, so I'm going to be relatively brief here. The village of Suffern has become known as a beacon for celebrations involving our military, whether it be Pearl Harbor Day, whether it be Veterans Day, Memorial Day. The village of Suffern stands tall and bright, and it is that beacon to show their love and respect for our military. And right over here it says, honoring our heroes. And that really says it all. I am very proud of the fact that when we look at what we can do for our veterans, beyond saying thank you for your service, because we do thank them for their service, that's a given. But the challenge we have is to do more. The challenge we have is to recognize that nobody goes to combat and comes back the same. The challenge we have is that in this nation, 22 veterans take their own lives each and every day. That is a staggering number. So what do? We redouble our efforts as we can and where we can. In county government, the Veterans Services Agency has picked up a Jerry Donnell and has left off and has really moved the ball forward in order to serve our veterans in every way we can imagine. Each of us can help. Each of us can be part of that cadre of heroes who support our heroes. And here in the village of Suffern, as I said, no village that I know of has ever given more or done more for our heroes who've served us and put their lives in line each and every day for all of us. So with that, I'm just going to let it go at that. If you can reach out to the Veterans Services Agency, if you have any thoughts or things you would like to do to help, it's welcome. It really, truly is. So with that, again, I want to thank all of you for being here, for coming out and spending a little bit of time today. I want to thank our veterans for their service and in recognition of what they do for us each and every day in our own community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. County Executive. I'd like to also invite up Ramapo Town Supervisor Michael Specht, Supervisor.
Thank you, Mayor Markunas, and thank you, Village of Suffern, for always holding these wonderful events. As County Executive Day said, Suffern is at the lead of recognizing our veterans, those who have fallen, the Memorial Day events, the Pearl Harbor event, the September 11th events. They're all very stirring. They're all inspirational, and it's great to see that it's happening in this village. I'm proud to be a resident of this village, and I'm proud of the good work that this village does under the mayor and the administration to recognize the people who have served America. I'm going to keep this brief because I don't think I could better say things than have already been said by the other speakers. I just want to say that the freedoms that this country is based upon, the freedoms that make our country so different than many other parts of the world, are only saved and preserved by the sacrifices of our veterans, of the brave men and women who served and are serving in our armed forces. To them we owe a debt of gratitude that we can never fully repay. I just want to say thank you, and may God bless the Village of Suffern, the town of Ramapo, the county of Rockland, and the United States of America.
Thank you, Supervisor. Now I would like to invite up a friend of mine and a great speaker. And he is the president of the Vietnam Veterans Chapter 333, Mr. Roy Schutte.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for all being here today. And as others have said, I also want to thank this wonderful band. Just fantastic. And you guys are just, and ladies, just wonderful. Today, this Veterans Day, all freedom-loving Americans should take a moment to reflect upon the sacrifices made by countless men and women, beginning with the Revolutionary War, our own Civil War, both World Wars I and II, Korea, Vietnam, Gulf War in both Iraq and Afghanistan. Far too many souls made the ultimate sacrifice in those battles and wars. Far too many came home with both physical as well as emotional scars. Yet they did so because they knew this country is blessed by the hand of God. A country where life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness must be protected at all costs. Today, America is in crisis. There are some who would tear away the very framework our forefathers created, tear away the respect and honor of those who have served and still serve our nation, tear away the American fabric which our nation is woven. Hate and vitriol directed at our police officers across the land by assaulting them with fists, bottles, rocks, and the lowest form of spitting in their faces in the men in blue, these heroes. I stand here now before you, and I tell you with assurance, those who did this will not prevail. They will not succeed. They will not destroy our great and wonderful land. The American spirit is too great, too powerful. The American people of all races and creed will gather as one and push aside into the abyss all of those who hope to destroy what has been established from the days of our Constitution until this moment in time. May God bless all our veterans, those who serve today, our police officers, along with our first responders, and may God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Roy. So once again, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank the speakers. I want to recognize the Marine Corps League here. We have Marine Corps League members. We have the Veterans of Foreign Wars. We have the American Legion. with the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 333. And I'm sorry if I missed anyone, but I want to thank everyone, all of our servicemen and women, veterans, retired, active duty, to keep and continue and have that faith in protecting our country and our way of life. So at this time, I'm going to ask the 42nd Infantry Division Rainbow Division Band, to play the service songs of the United States of America. Those service songs consist of the United States Coast Guard, the United States Air Force, the United States Navy, the United States Marine Corps, and the United States Army. Listen carefully and you'll recognize many of these tunes. Thank you. Commander. Thank you. So what we have done with those last 5 songs was we were honoring each service of the United States of America. And for the younger, the scouts in the back, or even some of our residents, how we honor our flag, we all know the American flag, right to my right, as we honor and defend that flag. And we should always remember what that flag stands for, and keep in mind the respect that needs to be shown to that flag. And at the same time, the flags behind me, we have the United States Army flag, the United States Marine Corps, United States Navy, United States Air Force, and the United States Coast Guard. And of course, our American Legion flag. But this is what we are representing and honoring today, the men and women that served under these flags. And it brings pride and joy to me to see the outpouring of support from our residents here in the village of Suffern. So at this time, I would like to say thank you. Thank you to the American Legion, Chair for the American Legion, Post Commander Mike Burns. All of our veterans and our veterans organizations that continue to support our communities and our veterans. The 42nd ID Band with Commander Wagner and Sergeant Eric Cudworth, a village resident, thank you. Father Rafferty from Sacred Heart Church, thank you. Suffern Police Chief Andrew Rockland. Our village clerk, Amy Paffenroth. Thank you, Amy. Our recreation staff, who, without them, we would have never been able to put this together. What a great job our recreation staff, Kathy, Elaine, and Nancy, always do. The Department of Public Works, another integral part of setting up and breaking down our events. They're in the back. Guys in the back, in the green, thank you. Great job as always. Samantha Wentz for singing our national anthem. Thank you, Samantha. And of course, all the residents that came out today. Also, I'd like to make a special note of Jeremy Luca, a true patriot here in the village of Suffern, who really honors our flag on a daily basis. Thank you, Jeremy. Where are you? You're somewhere here. Thank you. And Mr. Ori Licata, our chamber president, who always partners with the village of Suffern. Ori, thank you. I'd like to invite back up Father Rafferty to say the benediction. Father Michael, please uncover him.
Well, as the mayor and all of our other speakers said, everything was said so beautifully. And I would like, at this benediction, at this closing prayer, as a priest, I often get, Father, can you please give me your blessing? And my response always is, well, I have that privilege, but it's God's almighty blessing. So I would like at this time to ask all of our veterans, please, ladies and gentlemen, raise your right hands along with me as we ask Almighty God to continue to bless our veterans, to bless our village, to bless our country. Thank you, Lord, for this gift of friendship and fellowship here in Suffern, New York. Thank you for the blessings of our veterans, the younger generation to my right, our esteemed elders to my left, for this community that you have blessed. Thank you for this splendid day when we honor these veterans that have given all and will continue to give all. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. May God bless us all.
Well, I would like to also say thanks to God for holding out on the rain for us. Thank you, Father Rafferty, for the blessing. Thank you all for coming out this morning, and we're going to make it through the rain. And as we end, we will listen to the 42nd ID band play, and that will conclude our ceremony. Thank you all.
Thank you.